Welcome to Empowered Spirit Healing. My name is Paula, and today we're continuing on with reading through The Golden Future by Diana Cooper. We are up to chapter 11, which is all about family life and relationships. So today, let's get straight into it. When the fifth dimensional sacral and heart chakras are fully established, the cords and lower beliefs that no longer serve people dissolve. Partners and family members attune to each other, chakra to chakra, and especially heart to heart. Because of this, everyone works together for the highest good. Relationships. In the spiritual world, two people can be unhappily wedded for 40 years, and it is not noted as a marriage. Another pair may only be together for a week, but the love is so true and deep that in the Akashic records, they are recorded as being a couple. Very interesting. Marriage is an official human construct. In the golden future, couples will bond for life because they have a true love connection. In italics, it says, by 2050, both men and women will only be interested in relationships that empower them and enrich them, that enhance their positive qualities and are based on true love. So by then, everyone has a sense of self-worth and confidence and respects and honors everyone else. All relationships are based on esteem, honesty, and open heart acceptance. I think this would be really good because I think there are lots of unhealthy reasons these days why people get into relationships. I mean, speaking from my own personal experience, I've had two major relationships, which were the fathers of my girls. And I realize now, looking back, I was extremely codependent in both relationships. And I really have a bad habit of revolving my life around the person that I'm in a relationship with. So, and I think so many of us do this without even realizing, especially when you have kids. It is so easy to get lost, whether you're male or female. I think it's very easy to get lost in the identity of the family and forget who you are as a person. I really like the idea that as more chakras are activated and as we are ascending into a higher vibration and a higher, I guess, more heart-connected coherence, I think we'll be getting into relationships for the right reasons, not to feed our insecurities or being scared of being alone or different things like that. I think if the whole of society changed, there won't be the same pressures that there are these days. But yeah, we'll see how it all comes about. The next part is sexuality. It is not by chance that the LGBTQ plus movement is expanding now. For sexuality, as we have known it for 10,000 years, is starting to become more fluid. As the masculine and feminine energies come into balance and gender-specific roles dissolve, so do sexual stereotypes. Everyone is free to express their true inclinations. At a fifth dimensional level, sex is an expression of true love. As we progress into more elevated frequencies, couples will experience transcendent love through sexuality. Increasingly, people will become more androgynous as their own masculine and feminine energies come into balance. Eventually, after 2050, couples will only have sex with the intention of procreation. Wow, that'll be a dramatic change from the way the world is right now. Family life. In the golden future, family life will be considered increasingly important. With no ancestral family or personal karma, children will be born into their soul groups with parents, siblings, and relatives on their wavelength. So in italics, it says, Family members will be physically and spiritually linked to each other. They will understand one another and be telepathically connected and empathically attuned. In the heart-centered consciousness of the golden future, extended families will be warm, loving, caring, and supportive. Gender roles. For hundreds of years, males and female roles were rigidly understood and enforced, often causing great frustration. But when women started to empower themselves, many took on too much, trying to do everything, earn a living, look after the home and children, and be the perfect wife. Confusion has now arisen in many families about the responsibilities and tasks that each parent should undertake. I completely agree with this. I just think it's just gotten out of control. Like, I feel like women are just expected to do everything and work as well. And I think men are really lost and confused about what their place is, because what if the woman's the breadwinner? And it's like, well, they don't know where their spot is or what they're meant to do. And, some women are better at being the breadwinner. Some men are better at being the breadwinner. Some men might be better at being at home and taking care of the household and everything. And some women are. It's so different for everybody. But I just think expectations on everyone as a whole is just, and I think that also stems a lot from all the financial pressures we have with expenses going up. But also, everyone's got to have a nice house and everyone's got to have a nice car and a caravan and a boat, and a jet ski would be fun too. And all of this stuff, and going on holidays and having the latest software and computers and iPhones and whatever, there's just so much that we so-called need all the time. We don't actually need, but with all of those pressures, if we didn't have to need all of that stuff, I think we would be living much more simply. We wouldn't have to work so much, and we would have more time to spend with our children and spend on our relationships and have time to go on dates and work on communicating with each other effectively and making sure everyone's needs were met. But, and I think this has all happened by design. I don't think it's by accident. That everything, there's just so much pressure on us to just be in this way. And it's really hard to have any time to even think, to even breathe, and to reevaluate your life. And sometimes we don't do that until something really dramatic happens, like somebody gets really, really sick. And it's just so sad that it has to get to that point. So I really hope that things are going to start changing, and I really hope that financial pressures will start to ease over the next few years, so that we will have more time for things like that and we can invest in our relationships. Because at the end of the day, having the latest car and the biggest house, yeah, that might be nice, but does that really matter when you don't even know your kids because they're at daycare all the time, or, whatever. So yeah, anyways, in italics, it says, with true love between them, the leisure in which to express their soul desires, and family and community support, life for parents will be unbelievably different from now. It will be joyous and fulfilling. Well, I really hope so. The spiritual responsibility of a child. Parenting a child is considered to be one of the greatest spiritual responsibilities it is possible to undertake during an incarnation. Wow. As couples become aware of just how important a parental role is, they will make their spiritual choices with care. I have read this book several times, but there are just so many little bits that I forget. And I'm like, wow, I forgot about that bit. But yeah, it's a big thing having a kid. Singles and those without children. Nowadays, many who are single or childless, from choice or otherwise, do not realize that this is a decision taken by their souls. In the golden future, as now, not everyone will choose partnership or children as part of their life plan. However, they will all feel that they are a beloved and integral part of their extended family and community and will find contentment and soul satisfaction. So there you go. Not everybody is meant to be in a relationship and not everyone's meant to have kids. And I don't think that's a problem. I've got a younger sister who hasn't had any kids and she's happy. She's loving her life. She's got a fur baby and that makes her happy. So in italics, it says, in the golden future, people will be aware of their pre-life decisions and will graciously accept their destiny. Conception. Opportunistic souls, those who seize any chance of incarnation, will be a thing of the past. In addition, souls will no longer enter challenging families because they have karma to complete. They will be born without karma, so it will no longer influence the decision, and they will choose their potential parents extremely carefully. Currently, the incoming soul chooses its gender, and this will continue to be the case. In italics, it says, birth choices will be based on the true compatibility of the incoming soul with their parents to be, and the community they will enrich. A baby will belong to the extended family. When a couple feels ready to parent, the entire family will meet. They will all link heart to discuss with a pure intention what kind of soul they can best serve. Naturally, the parents will be central to this, for they will have responsibility for the immediate physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual care of the child. When a decision has been made about the kind of child that they can best serve, the couple will connect sexually so that one such soul can be magnetically drawn to them and physical conception can take place. I think this is really beautiful. I think this is a really beautiful way to bring a child into the world because, as we know, babies come into the world in all kinds of ways these days, sometimes in not very nice ways. And other times people are trying to rescue a relationship or they think that a child's going to be a good idea and then they don't realize what they're getting themselves into. So I think, having the whole family support, it sounds like, we might be going back to the whole kind of more village mentality with bringing children into the world where they're really going to be nurtured and supported by everyone instead of us all just living in our own separate isolated houses and not really knowing our neighbors and not knowing our community and having to just essentially do everything on our own all the time. It's so much pressure. But I think if we are all moving, if we're naturally going to be drawn to communities of people that we feel safe and comfortable with, and then we're bringing children into a community like that where they are loved and respected and supported, I just think, what an amazing way for children to grow up. And there'll be so much less of all of these horrible problems that kids have these days. Babies and children. Because they were conceived and born in true love into high-frequency loving families, babies and children will feel safe and secure. They will be able to open up to their true potential. Family life will be calm, happy, and mutually empowering for everyone. That sounds really what the world needs right now, I think. Because just think if children are born into a supportive, loving, healthy, happy, harmonious environment, they're going to grow up to be emotionally healthy people. And then it won't take long before the whole world is just this beautiful, harmonious, compassionate and caring society. And I just think so many of the problems we have these days will be eliminated just naturally, just through a few generations. Okay, so this is the visualization to live with contented relationships. So take a moment to relax. Imagine that you are living with your soul family. They may be your actual kin, or you may choose to conjure up the relationships that you wish to have. Within your family, you are loved, honored, respected, and empowered. You are encouraged to be free and express yourself in a way that is right for you. You love, honor, respect, and empower your family and encourage them. Sense how you are connected heart to heart. Be aware that you communicate telepathically. Experience how this feels. If you are LGBTQ+ or uncertain of your orientation, imagine a soul family in which you are loved, honored, respected, empowered, and encouraged to be free and express yourself in a way that lights you up. Enjoy the feeling of belonging and being understood and accepted exactly as you are. Okay, so now we're going to move on to chapter 12, which is home life. In the golden future, people are in tune with the rhythms of their bodies and the sun and the moon. Everyone wakes feeling refreshed because with a relaxed and fulfilling life, good food, and healthy exercise, they sleep deeply at night. Starting the day. The first thing is to give thanks for the new day. Gratitude and attunement to the divine are as natural as breathing to golden people. The usual pattern is then to enjoy a healthy family breakfast with your soul family. Off to school. Most children, even young ones, walk to school locally or travel on an individual hoverplate. They are totally safe. All forms of transport have sonar that ensures there are no accidents. Traveling to school is a fun experience, for the children are free to run or play or to race each other on their hoverplates. Because parents are connected by telepathic love link to their children, they do not worry about them or vice versa. Only positive vibrations flow between them and around them. All children look forward to school, for it is geared to them individually. In the home. Within the home, new spiritual technology ensures that everything is easy, automatic, and labor-free. Advanced robots are able to do almost anything. You may program one to clean your home or chop vegetables. However, the golden future is about connection, community, and service. So if you wish to join others to chat as you prepare food together, then that is what you will do. In italics it says, without the need to work as we experience it now, and no chores or shopping to do, there is ample time to invest in family life, hobbies, exercise, fun, and the home. Children and teenagers are always free and welcome to join in any activities, and the consciousness is such that they will feel happy to do so. Because everyone is harmonically attuned, the entire family will want the same thing at the same time. Wow, well, that would just make life so much easier, because I have 3 daughters who most nights want to eat something different, and I also want to eat something different to what they want to eat. So it's just this constant trying to figure out what we're all going to eat. And I mean, just imagine if, I know there's a lot of scary things about technology and a lot of scary things about AI. I'm very on the fence about AI and technology because the way I see it is it's kind of, it's one of those things that it's just an object, it's just a thing, and it's the intention behind it. So, I mean, it's like money, for example. I was going to say two other examples, and I thought they're probably not really appropriate for YouTube. So, take money, for example. You can use that money to go buy, healthy food for your family. You could use it to go on a family outing, do nice things. You could, spend it on lovely things, presents for people, some flowers for your wife or partner or whatever, or you could use that money to go buy drugs, go get drunk at the pub with your mates and neglect your family. You could waste it on, expensive shoes or shopping, handbags that you just don't need. There are so many things that you can do with money. It's the same with AI and technology. There are so many things that can be done with it. And I mean, at the end of the day, we can't control who's in charge, well, who's up there and what they're choosing to do with it. But on a lower scale, like I think that, if we got to the point where we are using technology to help do chores around the house and to help do things like cooking and gardening, emptying out the rubbish, not having to work the way that we had to in the past, just think how much time we would have to invest in our relationships, invest in ourselves, working in a relationship with ourselves and healing ourselves, spending time with our family, doing things that we love, creating music, creating art, writing, or just whatever you are passionate about. It just would be so amazing. So I just really hope that as technology and AI continues to develop, I really hope that it's going to be used more to make life easier for us rather than harder, and not to control us, hopefully. Okay, crystals. In the golden future, your home is gridded with crystals to hold the frequency high and pure. They are programmed to switch on lights or power or purify the water. As the era progresses, you will be able to focus the power of your thoughts into crystals to keep the rooms at a perfect temperature and perfectly lit, or to switch on beautiful music. That would be so cool. Water. Pure water has cosmic qualities. One of these is the ability to transmute lower energies. Blessed water can dissolve karma. It carries Christ light, and inevitably, the higher the frequency of the water, the purer the love it spreads. It energizes people and animals who are near it. As the true properties of water become fully understood, most homes will have a water feature. Yeah, I think there is so much that we don't know about water and that we have to learn. That's something that I really want to learn more about, and cover to learn about how we can kind of use water for healing, because I just think it's incredible. There's definitely so much that can be done with it. Okay, cloves. Almost unimaginable, ecological, light, breathable, plant-based materials are available for clothing. They keep you at the perfect temperature and are rain and windproof. They are also self-cleaning, naturally non-iron, and available in a radiant array of gorgeous colors. Wow, that reminds me of the suit that Katniss wears in the Hunger Games. It sounds, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Because people are beyond ego, fashion is simply not important, so comfort becomes the only criterion. Most women and many men Choose easy to wear, all-in-one outfits like catsuits. Well, as long as we've all got great looking bodies, then that will work. Alternatively, women may wish to express their femininity by wearing pretty dresses in beautiful materials and glorious colors. I think I'm more of a dress person than a catsuit person. Men will wear whatever is comfortable, whether this be a robe, trousers, or a catsuit. Everything will be acceptable. By 2050, as the frequency continues to rise, everyone will be healed of the effects of past repression and will simply wear whatever is most comfortable. Shoes. The new materials will offer footwear that is incredibly comfortable, breathable, springy, and easy to wear. Almost everyone, male or female, will choose flat and comfortable shoes that will enable them to connect with Earth and their Earth Star chakra. I think that's really important. Having shoes without rubber soles, I think that will be very good to help us connect and do grounding. Hair. For ease and comfort, most men and women will choose to have long hair tied back. That makes me think of Avatar. Okay, so a visualization for a day in the golden future. Find a place where you can be quiet and undisturbed. Breathe comfortably. And now imagine that you are wearing really comfortable, colorful clothing and shoes. Look around your home and see the beautiful crystals gridding every room. Enjoy the feeling of knowing that you can program the crystals to provide the perfect temperature and whatever lighting you need. Relax and give the robots orders to do what needs to be done. Use your time to do what you enjoy doing. Be aware of children going to school on their hover plates. Remember that when you were a child and could travel on your own hover plate, directing it to your desired destination with your mind. Re-experience the exhilaration of racing with your friends and the safe feeling of being able to communicate telepathically with your parents. Take a moment to enjoy the feeling of being happy, contented, loved, and safe. Okay, now we're going to move on to Chapter 13, Health and Healing Centres. The current healthcare systems everywhere are collapsing for a number of reasons, mainly because both allopathic medicine and vast, impersonal, specialised hospitals belong to the old age. In the golden future, hospitals will not be needed. They will be replaced by small local healing centres. Already people are creating health hubs as a stepping stone towards the new. In the golden future, people will be able to maintain their perfect health and equilibrium using natural healing methods. They will visit their local healing temple to be balanced if necessary, or if they need medical assistance after an accident. The impact of karma on health. During the last 10,000 years, since the fall of Atlantis, almost everyone has created karma. Babies have been incarnating with family, ancestral, and country karma, not just that of their own soul. For some, this has resulted in deeply entrenched imbalances, diseases, and mental problems. It is the main spiritual source of syndromes and genetic illnesses, though some brave or generous souls have undertaken these challenges in order to learn a lesson or offer one to others. The creation of allopathic medicine. As karma piled up, illnesses became more intense and could no longer be healed with natural forms of healing and balancing. This is why allopathic medicines were needed. Many allopathic drugs have been designed for immediate relief, regardless of side effects or long-term implications. Old paradigm pharmaceuticals were a perfect business strategy, where the more you give, the more is needed. However, they are starting to lose their influence because the frequency of humanity is rising rapidly. So natural forms of healing are becoming effective again. They are rapidly regaining credibility and popularity. Yes, there is a huge drive, and so many people are wanting natural remedies, and there's so much available now, which is amazing. Clearing karma. As the old age is closing, all karma has to be cleared. Debts must be repaid. It has always been the case that when parents die, any karmic debt remaining for either of them is shared out amongst the children or grandchildren. If someone dies without children, their cousins or nieces and nephews take it on. However, until recently, a soul could decline to undertake this extra burden, in which case that debt would be passed on for up to 7 generations. That is just huge. No wonder there is so much work for us to do now, because if we have received, generations of karma from our ancestors, it's a lot to work through. There is now no longer an opt-out clause. So if your ancestors created karma that has not been repaid, it must be borne by you and your siblings or cousins. If you are an only child, you may have to carry it all. That is your sole choice. Wow. So some of us have decided to take that on, and we just got to do the work in this life to do it. Yeah, well, that's where healers come in. Health in the golden future. In the new golden age, vibrant health will be valued, and people will take responsibility for their own body and well-being. For example, if someone has a pain, rather than taking a painkiller, they will tune into their body to seek the source of the problem, and then take the natural remedial action. Holistic health will be taken for granted. Everyone will understand that spiritual, mental, and emotional imbalances finally create something physical. So all aspects will be explored and brought into equilibrium. In italics, it says, in the golden future, soil will be restored to nutritional richness, and fruit and vegetables will be organically grown and filled with vitality. This will dramatically improve health. Drinking water will be pure and charged with crystal power. Well, that is going to be amazing. As the frequency rises, all household products, perfumes, sprays, and just about everything will contain only natural ingredients that will enhance health and well-being. After 2032, when free eco-power is available, we will breathe pure air again. Adults and children will learn to breathe properly in order to relax, oxygenate their cells, and revitalize their bodies. With the decline in population, there will be more space and greenery, as we truly understand how much nature heals and restores us. Trees will be planted and wildflower meadows recreated. In the golden future, when people will not need to work for a living, they will enjoy wandering in the green countryside. In italics, it says, with a relaxed lifestyle, plenty of fresh air, and exercise, nourishing, light food, and happiness, everyone will maintain maximum health and vitality. Also, with a feeling of deep contentment, self-worth, and belonging, people will not look to drugs, alcohol, or stimulants to alter their states. They will simply not be needed. Transplants. You build your organs with your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, so they can contain your consciousness. In order to receive somebody's part, you must have a soul agreement. If you do not, either it will be rejected or a low vibrational contract will be created. In either case, you will have to deal with the donor's energy inside you. As the new golden age progresses, transplants will be almost unheard of. There will be much greater understanding that life on Earth is just a short experience on a long journey. So people will not be so attached to staying at all costs. There will also be more understanding about letting loved ones go to experience their next adventure in other dimensions. Local healing centres. Small friendly healing centres to serve the local community will be built in natural surroundings wherever possible. The healing qualities of flowers will be recognised. So beautiful blooms will fill gardens and fresh ones will raise the vibrations in the rooms. Special healing music will be played and soothing colours will grace the walls. The sacred qualities of water will also be acknowledged. So healing centres will feature fountains and streams. Crystals will be gridded around the centre. Those people whose sole mission is to heal will serve in these beautiful healing centres. In italics it says, healers will balance people's chakras with sound, light, and spiritual healing to raise them into the high frequencies of perfect health. So if someone has had an accident, they will lie on a floating oval-shaped disc bed while healers tend to them. Using plant wisdom, carers will offer herbal concoctions for shock. They will utilize laser lights to knit bones in a way that is currently inconceivable. For more serious injuries like spinal fractures, a group of healers, usually 3, will surround the patient. Together they will focus sound through power and intention into the patient and use lasers to repair them. In italics it says, by 2050, people will be able to self-heal and maintain perfect health. So soon after 2050, people will be able to regenerate limbs. There will also be rejuvenation chambers to revitalize the cells. Wow. Okay, visualization for perfect health. Close your eyes and breathe comfortably. In your inner world, you are happy, positive, and healthy, full of life force and vitality. Whatever your age, you can exercise and you are agile. Your body feels light and free. If you have a health challenge, you can self-heal. See and feel the revitalized you. Bring that feeling back into your day. So since we just covered the chapter on healing, I just wanted to discuss a few things that we can actually do right now in this day and age, even though we're not quite at the golden age yet. As we are transitioning into the golden age, there are quite a few things we can do that are available to us right now. Exercise is one of the most incredibly important things that we can actually do to actually help clear our karma. Because as we've just read, we are carrying generations of karma, not to mention the country that we're living in, our parents, our own karma that we've chosen for our soul. There's a lot going on. And when we exercise, quite often when we push ourselves to certain limits in a safe way, it can bring up certain emotions, and it can bring up parts that we need to heal and that we need to cover, and also certain things that in our body that can be quite difficult. So, for example, I have really tight hamstrings, and that's always really bothered me, especially when I'm trying to do things like yoga and stretching and things like that. It's really awkward. And so I've been doing some work on myself, and I have realized that, believe it or not, in my legs, I have been holding a lot of anger and sadness in there. And then the other day, I was doing a live class with Brice for our Esoteric Academy, and we were doing a kind of a fold over pose where I was trying to reach my toes. And as I did that, Brice was explaining how it's actually more, we always think it's about the hamstrings for that one, but it's actually more about our stomach area that needs to, that we need to kind of have our core strength so that we can fold over properly in order to do that. And sometimes if that is difficult to do, it can be because we're holding emotion in that. And as she started to say that, I could feel myself getting a bit emotional, but I was like, oh, what is this about? And she kind of listed off a few things that it could be. I can't remember what they all are now. But then when she said something about sometimes when we're giving birth and things like that, boom, it just hit me that I felt really abandoned when I gave birth to my first daughter, because I really wanted my mum to be there. I didn't really realize it at the time. I thought I was fine and whatever, I'll just deal with it. But then I realized when I was doing that, yeah, I really wanted her there to be there with me, because I was so scared. I mean, I was 22. I was pretty young. I was the first one in my family to have a baby. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I was so excited to meet my baby and to be a mum, but I was also really scared because I had no idea what I was doing. And wow, I just was overwhelmed with this feeling of abandonment and just sadness that my mum wasn't there for me when I really needed her. So I just, I had to have a cry and everything. And I talked to the people that we were doing the live class with about it afterwards. And, I'm feeling a lot better now. It's still, I feel like there's still a bit more to clear, but that's the point, is that when we're doing exercise, things come up. And that is so important so that we can heal those areas. And what I love about Brice's classes is that she actually explains the spiritual reasons of why we should be exercising, not just that we should be doing it so we can be healthy, or just so we can exercise so we can have a hot body or whatever, yeah, that's nice. And that's great. We want to look good and we want to feel good. But understanding the spiritual reasons of why we should be exercising really changes things for you and really motivates you in a new way, because you're like, oh, if you're laying in bed and you're like, oh yeah, I should really get up and exercise right now, but I just can't be bothered. If you're just driven by, not wanting to put on weight or wanting to look good, sometimes that's not a strong enough reason. But if you understand the spiritual reasons of why you need to get up and exercise and move your body, that can be a really powerful reason of why you should get up and do it. So if you are interested in joining our academy, we have a $40 membership, which is for everything, for all of our amazing spiritual courses that we have. And for the exercise, we have live classes and we have live calls every month. Otherwise, if you're interested in just the exercise part, we offer that for just $25 a month. Both of those prices are US prices, because majority of my YouTube followers are in the US, and it's this Esoteric Academy and everything, it's all mainly US. So that's why we've just chosen to do US prices. Also, another thing that I have briefly been mentioning lately is the AO scan by Solex. If I can get my technical skills working, I'll try and include a screenshot up here for you guys to have a look at. But just while I have been reading this book to you, for the past, I think it's been about 45, 50 minutes, I have actually been running a playlist that's sending me healing frequencies for a cold, because just before I started, I was starting to feel a little bit like I would maybe start getting a cold. I could just feel my throat was feeling a bit funny. My nose was feeling a little bit blocked. My neck was starting to get a bit achy and sore. They're all the signs that my body shows me that, yeah, a cold is coming. So I popped that on before I started because I don't want to deal with a cold right now. I've got way too much to do with my life. So yes, I've been playing that in the background and it's just incredible. And since we were just talking about the power of flowers in that chapter and about how flowers have so many incredible healing properties, they really do. And Solex actually includes the Australian bush flowers, and they are just beautiful what they can. There's different ones that heal different issues, emotional, physical. They are just beautiful. If you're not familiar with flower essences, they are amazing. They're very similar to homeopathy, and homeopathy products are amazing as well, which are also included in the scan. There's just so many amazing things, and you can literally just press the scan button and just scan your body. You can scan your family, your friends, even if you're nowhere near them. And I really love this scanning technology because this feels like this is the golden future coming to us. More and more things like this are the golden future. And it's just so exciting. So if you would like to learn more about the AO scan technology and how it works, I'll include a link in the description box below. It is an incredible product, designed by Lauren Swenson, and he designed it for his son because his son had cerebral palsy. And it's just incredible. We can't say all the things that it does because we're not allowed to say those words, but we are allowed to say that it definitely provides relief for things, lots of issues, health issues that we have these days. So I just wanted to bring them up because I thought they really related to that issue about health and healing and how we can self-heal ourselves as we are moving into the golden future. So the last chapter I wanted to cover was chapter 14, nature and food. So soon after 2032, there will be new ways of growing plentiful, highly nutritional food. As international trade diminishes and then ceases, we will eat locally grown or produced food that nourishes our bodies in an optimum way. In italics, it says, our planet is extraordinary in that every plant and tree is specifically attuned to nourish or heal in a perfect way the people that are indigenous to the place where it grows. That's interesting. So, where you have grown up and where you're indigenous to, those plants are there to heal you. The Aboriginals absolutely have incredible knowledge about this. And one of the bushflower essences, one of the companies, I can't remember what it was called, living something, they're beautiful flower essences. And the lady that created them with her husband, they went and lived with the Aboriginals up north so I'm in Perth in WA, and further north we have a lot of areas where the Aboriginal lives. I'm not sure which specific town they were in, but they went and lived with them for quite a while and really understood how the Aboriginals live in nature, how they work with the earth and the plants, and they really got to know all the different flowers and the amazing healing abilities they have. Oh, it's just incredible. All of this is right at our fingertips, but we don't know about it and we're not taught about it. So we just go to the cupboard and get some Panadol when we've got a headache, when we could be taking these beautiful flower essences. It's just incredible. Anyways, because everyone will be born into their soul family in their country of optimum happiness, apart from holidays and adventures, people will want to remain where they are attuned to the food they need. In the golden future, food will be organic, natural, and pure, in alignment with the higher consciousness. Monocultures will be replaced by biodiverse farming. Agroforestry, permaculture, biodynamic methods, and other natural organic forms of food growth will flourish. This is already happening in some places. So too is the planting of small community orchards for everyone to share. As the frequency becomes fifth dimensional, we will automatically start to eat lighter food grown in rich, nourishing soil. We will become so much healthier when that happens. Food choices. By 2032, most people will be vegetarian, though some will eat fish. By 2050, many people will be vegan, and the current worldwide move towards plant-based eating is in tune with this. Those who are the upper levels of the fifth dimension will live more and more on prana, though they will not be breatharians, for that only becomes truly possible for long periods when you are sixth dimensional. Kuan Yin, the great high priestess of Atlantis, who later became a goddess in China, was said to live for 2,000 years. She did so by maintaining a fifth dimensional physical body, during which time she ate lightly and purely, and then rose for a while into the sixth dimension, where she lived on prana and was able to regenerate before she returned to her fifth dimensional physical body. Breatharianism is not part of the golden future because we are moving into a time of community, sharing, and oneness. This includes preparing food and eating with others. Food brings people together. Everyone will happily drink pure natural water, energized with crystals. Only life-enhancing nourishment will be consumed. So that's interesting because I believe with the Law of One and the Cassiopeians, either one apparently says that we will be kind of absorbing food through our skin in the higher dimensions. So yeah, I mean, look, there's so many different theories about what's going to happen as we move into the golden future or moving into 5D or to the new earth or whatever it wants to be called. But I think it would be nice to still be able to enjoy food because it is a very beautiful thing to do as a family and as a community, to have nice events together and creating food, cooking food together. It's a very enjoyable thing that brings everyone together. So yeah, we'll see. But you know, healthy foods. It's not great when we're all living off fast food and we're addicted to sugar and alcohol and processed foods. So yeah, with the next bit is abundant food. Soon after 2032, new spiritual technology will revolutionize food growing and provide the entire planet with an abundance of delicious, highly nutritious food. It will be freely available, so you can collect whatever you need, or it will be delivered by a super drone directly to your door. Shopping will be easy. Vegetables will be grown in vast polytunnels using advanced hydroponics that we cannot even imagine yet. They will be freely shared in the local community. As there will be plenty, people will only take what they need. There will, however, continue to be those who love to garden and to grow their own. Furthermore, scientific advancements will find ways to keep food fresh, so that freezing, canning, and drying will be obsolete. Later, we will be able to produce fresh food throughout the year. Harmlessness. The fifth dimensional quality of harmlessness will extend to the plant kingdom. Nothing will be picked unless needed, and people will be grateful for whatever they eat. Everything in the natural world will become safe. Fungi, berries, leaves, and bark will lose their toxicity. Trees, bushes, and plants will develop without barbs or stings. And they too will gradually become harmless. By 2050, all of nature will radiate a golden aura. Working with the elemental kingdom. As we raise our frequency, technology will advance, and our spiritual and psychic abilities also develop. Soon after 2032, we will generally be clairvoyant and be able to see through the veils into the dimension inhabited by the elemental spirits who work with the natural world. The fairies, imps, gnomes, goblins, elves, fauns, salamanders, undines, not heard of those ones before, mermaids, and others. We will open up to all that these beautiful beings can teach us about nature, the land, and growing food. These beings are ethereal and invisible to us until we are ready to see them. As spirits of air, earth, water, fire, and wood, they are known as elementals because they do not carry all 5 elements. You do not have to wait to see these beings to form a relationship with them, though. You can already talk to them with love and respect, trusting that they are listening, and they will respond by helping you. That excites me because I've always just felt a little bit of a connection to fairies, and I really, really love them. And I talk to them sometimes. I've never seen them or heard them, but I do really like fairies. I have heard of a few people that have seen them. I know one author I used to like to read a lot is Sylvia Browne, and she said that when she went to Ireland, she actually saw some, and I just think that would be so cool to be able to see them. Air elementals. Air elementals only contain the element air. The best known and most beloved are the fairies, who tend the flowers and vegetables. They are pure, innocent, playful beings. While some are 3rd dimensional, many have ascended to the 5th dimension. They are happy to advise us on growing vegetables, so gardeners and food producers will naturally work with them. In italics it says, when we consciously collaborate with fairies to grow plants, they will deflect harmful insects from eating the crops and encourage beneficial insects. Sylphs are tiny air spirits who cooperate with the fairies. They keep the air around the plants fresh to help them remain healthy and enable the light of the sun to enter their leaves. They will also work with you to clear your aura or puff away congested thoughts. Air dragons are even more forceful in blowing away unwanted energies out of your space and transmuting them. As yet, little known are the Esacs, who have only recently been invited to Earth from another universe to help cleanse the planet. They are vacuuming up lower energies to prepare for the higher frequencies coming in. Earth elementals. These only contain the element earth. Pixies are tall. They are troubleshooters, helping people with the structure and quality of soil. So they never stay in one place for very long. So if you wish to improve your soil, mentally call on pixies to help. They will soon be with you and impress on you what is best to do. They also direct bees to help get flowers pollinated more efficiently. Elves work with trees, so ask them what to do to help your trees. Gnomes are very tiny and shy. They work under the earth with the deep layers of soil and rocks. Goblins are very wise fifth-dimensional nature beings. They have developed huge heart centers and a great capacity to love, so they can assist you with many things. You can call on earth dragons to clear the energy under your home, especially the ley lines. Water elementals. These beings only contain the element water. Mermaids look after the flora and fauna of the oceans, lakes, and rivers. Undines, or Udines, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, keep the waters everywhere flowing. Kyphals are new to this planet. They are tiny elementals who have come to help cleanse the waters of the world. You can bless them and consciously direct them to areas that need assistance. Plants thrive in the unconditional love and protection of the Christ light that water dragons spread in all water, including rain and moisture in the atmosphere. Fire elementals. These are beings who only contain the element fire. Salamanders transmute lower energies in fire. They respond to your emotions, so stay calm when lighting a fire or trying to put one out. They fuel wildfires when humans panic. Fire dragons are more stable and will protect you and your garden with etheric flames. They will also burn up any negativity around you or in a specific place. They will protect the vast polytunnels of the golden future. Wood elementals. Warburtons are fifth-dimensional tree elementals and very wise beings. They are mostly found in ancient woodland, but their knowledge and wisdom will be particularly helpful when we start to reforest the world. Combined elementals. Imps are formed of the combined elements of earth, air, and water. These tiny elementals are only 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch tall, and they aerate the soil and help the seeds grow. If pixies are in the area, they work with them. Dragons can be solely of earth, air, fire, or water, or a combination of any 3 elements. These wise, open-hearted beings can help you in a myriad of ways and can become great friends with you. Fawns contain the elements of earth, air, and water. They help you to balance the energy of forests through photosynthesis. And in italics it says, those who are helping with food production in the golden future will consciously cooperate with the elemental kingdoms, so crops are luscious and nutritious. To enable fresh food to be provided all year round, they will also align with the phases of the moon. As past wisdom is recognized and honored once more. Working with the archangels, my favorite. Every color ray is connected to an archangel, as is every vegetable. Peas have white flowers, so Archangel Gabriel, who operates on the white ray, sends energy to them. His joy and clarity are within the vegetable when you eat it. Many runner beans have bright red flowers, and the mighty Archangel Metatron adds ascension vibrations to them when you consume them. I always give thanks for Archangel Uriel's power with wisdom when I eat courgettes, which have a yellow flower. Eating vegetables is one way of absorbing heavenly light. The illumined Master Paul the Venetian is working with the archangels to extend the color rays for the new golden age. We can already see in the rose, gold, and shimmering multi-tinted hues that are so popular. He is collaborating with Archangel Pelamiac, the angel of nature, to expand the colors of flowers. This will enable the archangels to bring higher vibrations through the vegetables of the golden future. Now, a visualization for food production in the golden future. Take a moment to relax and breathe comfortably. Imagine you are in a polytunnel of the future, vast beyond your current conception. Visualization for food production in the golden future. Take a moment to relax and breathe comfortably. Imagine you are in a polytunnel of the future, vast beyond your current conception. Large crystals grid the area. Beautiful, soft music is playing. A pure, clear, sparkling stream tinkles as it flows through the giant polytunnel. All the vegetables are healthy, luscious, and growing abundantly. Brightly coloured lights are darting about among the vegetables. You realize these are fairies. Then you are aware of other elementals. They are communicating with the gardeners and helping the plants. One comes to you. What message does it have for you? And that's the end of episode 4. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you have enjoyed learning about all of the different things that we've been learning about today. It's been really, really awesome. Next time we meet up for episode 5, I will be going on to chapter 15, which is all about the animals. And I really love that chapter. That's great. It's so amazing to hear about the different animals and how special they are and how they're actually from different dimensions, especially the cows, and I think it's the chickens. I think they might even be from the 10th dimension, but don't quote me on that. We'll go through that in the next episode. But yeah, it's a really good one. Well, I hope you enjoy your day and your week, and I will speak to you next week. Thank you. Bye.